Cool. So, yeah, first thing I wanted to do was update on some of the features we've been rolling out. So now there is 5-minute charts on Avalanche, along with 15-minute charts 1 day and 4 hour. So we've got a bunch of new code for the charting, which we plan on, expanding to the other markets. And yeah, finally that's in. It took a while to get there, but really awesome job from the front end side. Another thing you'll be able to do now is have to be able to see multiple positions in the trade view tab. So you'll be able to see your positions across multiple exchanges and be able to go into those and check those out just from the trade view. We're working on multi-wallet support. So you'll be able to use whatever wallet you're comfortable with. So we've had to do a lot of front-end refactor, which has taken a considerable amount of time to update. But now that we're on that path, we're adding in multi-wallet support. So that'll be really good. Also, something we're doing is mobile support. So making sure that, from mobile, you're able to view these things really easily from whatever wallet. Be able to have the chart that you want. It's been something that's been requested multiple times. So really excited about that. In terms of when the next launch is, our plan is in August to launch v4.1 with all of its features onto mainnet, on some of the pools that people have been asking about. So we're excited to do this and get this ramped up. It's taken a little bit of time, mainly because we've had some things we wanted to fix. We've had some reshuffling with the team. And also have been working on the newer version of Futureswap, actually push back the audit to give us a little bit more time in terms of development. We really want to concentrate this next version on really being competitive in the market. And we've been watching GMX, we've been looking at Rage Trade, we've been looking at all these different exchanges, synthetics, and really seeing where the space is moving towards. There's some other really interesting projects that are spinning up, and I think it's important that we don't lose focus on kind of the main thing that we're trying to build, which is just like better financial systems that give people the exposure they want in the best way possible. And that's really been our focus, and we've built and prototyped a bunch of different versions and a bunch of different paths that we think the future could look like, and had discussions internally of where we think things are moving towards. And we want to make sure we sort of pick the best spot to really deliver the most utility and the most value to token holders and our users. So that's been a really big focus. Sorry it's taken so long. I know the team has been really quiet, but we're really just deep in researching, also maintaining what we have right now, and making sure that the next thing we build is really useful. So the two things I'm really excited for is obviously launching on mainnet and piping into Uniswap in some of the largest, most liquid markets there are. And so we'll see that hopefully early next month. I mean, that's just in basically 2 weeks. So that'll be really exciting to have leverage on those markets with what we have right now. And that'll just get better as we continue to update things. And then this next upcoming launch, which the team has just been really deep, heads down, building. And I think people are really going to be excited about this next launch in terms of what we're pushing on and what we're bringing to the ecosystem. So there's a lot of really cool stuff going on in the space, and we're definitely watching. So yeah, that's I think that's a really high level, and I want to make sure that we just give time to let the community ask any questions. We'll be as transparent as we can, but probably not going to say too much on this latest version.
Looks like we got one question from eSib around the timeline on mobile support. Don't know if you have
Yes.
any insight there.
Yeah. So the multi-wallet support is coming first. So we want to make sure that if you're using Wallet Connect, if you're using some other wallet, I know Avalanche has launched its latest wallet. We want to make sure that from whatever device, you get really good support for your wallet. So that's like a huge thing. And it also brings really nice events, good, what's going on with transactions. There's like a whole slew that's around that in terms of detecting things and making sure the flow is really good. And that actually plays in really well with mobile support, because you might be using a wallet with its own browser, and we want to make sure that we can support that and not just MetaMask. So I'm not going to put any dates on mobile support, but it's definitely being worked on. We have two really solid front end engineers right now who are hoping to grow that to three. We'll, as we get more help on there, that'll move forward much faster. But the big thing is the front end has been refactored by Faku, which has been amazing, and so we should be able to move much faster. Before, the updates that we wanted were a little slow, just because we had a lot of the legacy code in there, and changing things just took a lot longer than it needed to. And now that we spent the time of refactoring a lot of that stuff and making it better, making it just easier to maintain, updates should go faster.
Nice. Thanks, Maxi, for sharing that UI screenshot. It looks amazing. Got another question from eSib around how much 3AC has left to liquidate. Not sure if we have insight there, but
yeah, I haven't looked at their latest holdings, but I think so far they've sold around half. And so we'll see what happens. They still haven't claimed their tokens that have vested for this year, and they're not fully vested. I think they're like halfway through their vesting schedule. It's a 3-year vest. So they're like 1.5 in, and maybe closer to 2. Yeah, they haven't. The last time they pulled out was about 6 months ago, and so it's unclear to me how that will be handled. Also, given the price and the pool size, like if they dump, I think if someone dumps, like right now is the best time to dump, because like, you're getting very little out of it. They're selling below, they're selling at a loss. So we'll see what happens. They might OTC it. Who knows? I know some people have reached out about that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I know they're sort of. It's very unclear what Three Arrows is doing right now and how this case will be handled. I think there was an article recently interviewing Sue about some of these things and the position they're in and how much money they took on. We were able to decline some of their requests for more involvement, which I think was, in hindsight, very benefited us a lot, because I know there's a lot of teams out there that basically said, yeah, Three Arrows, go ahead and manage our treasury. And now those treasuries are gone. So I think we got made a really smart move of just basically saying no. That definitely burnt the bridge with them, which is probably one of the reasons why they were less supportive going forward. But basically, we didn't let them into the last round. Um, it was kind of a weird thing. They kind of like demanded to be in the last round. We basically just said no. So um, yeah, dodged a bullet there, but still they do have a bag, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, hope they dump it at this, while we're in the big dip. We're focused on just building the best version and just keep chugging along, and we'll see what happens.
Isab asked if you get a POAP for this trading 3AC cycle. Yes, no, not actually, but you will get one for joining this call. I've gotten a few DMs about it already, so yeah, I'll DM everyone directly. But if anyone has any other questions, feel free to post them in community call. It's a channel right above the stage.
Is there an index on Three Arrows bags? Because that would be pretty interesting to trade on. Like, how can we incorporate this event into Futureswap? You said if you have any ideas, I'm curious. The problem with that index is Futureswap would be included in there, so we have to. That wouldn't be great. Uh, yeah. Um, just curious, like, what are projects that people are excited about? I mean, we're currently in a bear market. There's a lot of heads down building. I think there's some pretty interesting projects out there that are doing some interesting things. I'm curious, where are people focusing and paying attention? Um, yeah, does anyone have any cool things to share about what they've seen so far? I know the NFT market is really down. I think there's only a couple that survived the nuclear, uh, you know, bear market. But it seems like the ones that are um, hanging in there are doing pretty well. And we've seen recently a bit of an ETH pump. So I think that also gets people excited again.
Isab said
Yeah,
he's looking for, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. The ZK. Isib says I'm watching for generalized ZK EVMs. Yeah, I'm really excited about the ZK EVM stuff. We've posted on our Twitter some stuff about it. Wilton is a big fan as well of the ZK stuff. But yeah, I think just being able to have um, you know potentially like privacy and zero knowledge is going to be a path that like crypto will probably adopt in a way that you can potentially have more strategies, more engagement in trades if you can sort of like not tell the world what you're doing, um, but yet have it like sort of on chain. I think this is like a pretty powerful idea. Let's see. And then Token Mac. By the way, on the ZK stuff, who are people like rooting for? Is it ZK Sync? Is it uh, Polygon's got their ZK thing? Hermes. Who else? There's a couple different ZK groups.
Aztec, maybe?
Oh yeah, Aztec as well.
Yeah.
There's like the privacy CK. People haven't checked that out. Definitely something to look at. Yeah, super excited about what that can enable. Has anyone looked at Compound, the latest version of it's called Comet? Um, has anyone looked into this? Maybe not. It's pretty cool. It's worth checking out. Maxie and I were just having a conversation about it, and I think that the best sort of summary is like it's probably going to be the American Express of crypto in terms of sort of having a um, multi-chain future. And if you think about going to different places in the world, having a credit card really makes things easier. So something to think about. Futureswap was pretty early to the multi-chain ecosystem universe. I think it's a little early. I think it was a big bet. That might have been probably too early. It's good to get your feet wet and see what that's like, because I think things will trend in that direction. It's just going to take longer to get there, than expected. So I think you can see players right now with Stargate. You see Rage Trade. You see these other Sushi Swap, are really building on this sort of idea of in compound comment, are really about betting on this multi-chain world. I think in this market, it's not there. I think it's going to take some time to actually come to light, but it'll get there eventually. And yeah, it's more about timing than it is about like if it's going to happen. Token Mac. Yeah, Token Mac is really interesting. Um, Token Mac is actually the guy who started it is actually an investor in FutureSwap, and I think there could be some pretty interesting synergies there on L1. Not really sure. I know he also launched like a new project. I think on top of Token Mac or in parallel, but I think they need some kind of like engine that drives more use cases, and so uh, I know they're doing that. But yeah, really, really interesting. Membrane. Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's called Membrane. Um, what else? Oh, the merge. I hope people are excited about the merge. Merge is going to be really cool. There's still no date yet for the merge. Until there's like at this block, the merge is going to happen. It's all fluff to me. Like there needs to be at this block, it's going to happen. ESIB, I don't know if they've announced the block it's going to happen, but once they do, then the merge is like really going to come. So I think really excited about this. Really excited about I think 1144 is one of the updates, EIP 1144, which post merge gives some block space reserved for um, basically rollups, but these L2 solutions, so that they can put their call data on chain for cheaper than competing with the um, transaction space that everyone else is competing in. So it's sort of this exclusivity zone. It's interesting. Like there's, I guess transactions will have a different priority. There's like a special pass that L2s will get, effectively driving down the cost of these layer twos. So that will be really really cool to see. I'm excited about the Nitro upgrade on Arbitrum. I think you're going to see Arbitrum even cheaper than it is now, and with the merge and with 1150 or 1144, you'll see things go down even further. So really excited to see what happens there. Also, STETH has recently launched on Arbitrum, and so definitely considering maybe updating our contracts at some point, maybe after L1 launching there, just because it's so much cheaper. And I think you'll see some STETH pools, maybe through Curve. Oh, one of the other things is, yeah, on the STETH pool, probably will hook it up to Curve instead of Uniswap. It seems like it's more liquid there. Would love to know thoughts on that. So this will be our first curve pool, but we'll hook it up and it should be pretty fun. Basically showing off the power of multi-exchange Futureswap. So really excited about that. Yes, yeah, I'm excited about that. That'll be fun. I don't think anyone's really done that before. So yeah, showing off the tech. um, cool. Well, hopefully there's other pools that people want. We're definitely looking into some other options, but would love to hear feedback on what pools people would want on L1. It's definitely the most liquid place right now. And transaction costs is cheaper than it's been in a long time. So it's really more viable than ever before. Um, really excited about that. And let us know what other pools you'd be interested in. Um, and yeah, we did have to sort of update some of the front end for L1. Things like loading states and just keeping track of transactions. Really on L2, you don't have to think about that as much because it's so fast that kind of had to take a second look at that stuff on L1. Also, we'll see what Mev does to the experience. I think it overall should be fine, but we've never really launched on a chain with more Mev activity or with Mev activity at all. So it should be pretty fine. But we can consider if it becomes a problem at all, potentially routing into through sort of the Mev network, similar to CowSwap, or I think 1inch is also using something very similar, basically routing trades through this other network, so you get sort of Mev protection. But it's only if it becomes a problem. It shouldn't be that big of a problem. We'll make it so you can set your slippage, and that way you don't have to worry about things getting out of hand. Cool. All right. Well, that's about it. If there are any other questions, let us know. But yeah, teams heads down, focusing. Let us know if there's any feedback, any features that you'd want us to add. We're slow to updating those, but we are listening. We're mostly focused on the next version, but if people see something really cool, let us know, and we'll try to react as quickly as possible. Have a great day, and Wilton, thanks for setting this up.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I'll reach out about POAP soon, and looking forward to the next one. Have a good weekend.
See ya.
Bye.